Roman Reigns just delivered the most shocking and personal confrontation in WWE history by directly telling AJ Lee to her face that he doesn't trust her or CM Punk, and what the Tribal Chief revealed about his suspicions regarding their shocking returns has created the most explosive and unpredictable situation heading into Survivor Series that could tear WWE apart from the inside. Two of wrestling's most iconic figures returned to WWE on the same night after years away, and instead of celebration we got confrontation, distrust, and the Tribal Chief drawing a line in the sand that has divided the entire locker room and created absolute chaos. The tension between Roman, AJ, and Punk isn't just storyline drama, it's exposing real questions about loyalty, timing, and hidden agendas that nobody saw coming. Before I break down every word of Roman's brutal confrontation with AJ, reveal why the Tribal Chief's distrust runs so deep, expose the real reasons behind both shocking returns, explain how this connects to Survivor Series warfare, and analyze whether Roman is being paranoid or seeing a conspiracy that everyone else is missing, you need to understand that what happened backstage on SmackDown wasn't just another segment, it was a declaration that Roman Reigns trusts nobody and will destroy anyone he perceives as a threat to his position. The shocking duel returns. The night started with AJ Lee making her stunning return to WWE after retiring nearly a decade ago, creating one of the most emotional and unexpected moments in recent memory. AJ's music hit during SmackDown and the arena absolutely erupted as fans realized they were seeing someone who many thought would never return to WWE after her complicated departure and marriage to CM Punk. Her return promo was emotional and seemingly genuine. I left WWE because I needed to discover who AJ Lee was outside this ring. But wrestling never left my heart, and after years away, I realized this is where I belong. I'm back, and I'm ready to remind everyone why I was the longest reigning Divas champion in history. The crowd's reaction was nuclear. This was a dream return that fans had begged for but never expected to actually happen. But the celebration was short-lived because later that same night, the segment everyone's talking about happened backstage in what appeared to be a chance encounter that felt anything but accidental. Roman Reigns, flanked by members of his bloodline, crossed paths with AJ Lee in the backstage area, and instead of the typical respectful acknowledgement between returning legend and current top star, Roman stopped and initiated a confrontation that was tense, personal, and revealed deep suspicions. The confrontation that changed everything. The backstage segment began with Roman staring at AJ with an expression that was equal parts suspicion and certainty, like he already knew something that she didn't realize he knew. Roman's opening words were cold and calculated. AJ Lee, welcome back. Interesting timing you chose to return, don't you think? AJ, clearly caught off guard by the hostile tone, responded carefully, Roman, I don't know what you mean. I came back because I missed wrestling. And Roman cut her off with intensity that made everyone in the backstage area stop and pay attention. Stop. Don't insult my intelligence. You come back now? After all these years? On the same show that Punk's been making noise on Raw? You think I don't see what's happening here? The accusation was direct and uncomfortable. Roman was publicly questioning AJ's motives and suggesting her return wasn't coincidence but coordination. AJ tried to defend herself, my return has nothing to do with Phil. We've been separated, we barely even. Roman interrupted again, stepping closer with an intimidating presence. I don't trust Punk. Never have. He thinks he's smarter than everyone, thinks he can manipulate situations and people don't notice. And now you show up? His ex-wife, someone with loyalty to and not to WWE? I don't believe in coincidences. The most explosive moment came when Roman delivered his warning. I'm the Tribal Chief. I've built an empire here while you were gone. Punk wants to disrupt what I've built, and if you're here to help him, you're making a mistake. Stay out of my way, AJ, or you'll find out what happens to people who challenge my family. AJ's response showed both courage and frustration. You don't know me, Roman. You don't know why I'm here or what I want. Maybe you're so paranoid about protecting your position that you see enemies where there aren't any. Roman's final words before walking away were chilling. I know more than you think. Watch your back, AJ. Because I'll be watching you. Why Roman's distrust runs so deep. Roman Reigns' confrontation with AJ Lee isn't random paranoia, it's based on legitimate concerns about CM Punk's intentions and the suspicious timing of both returns that creates questions even skeptics have to acknowledge. The Punk history *. CM Punk has a documented history of being politically savvy, manipulating situations backstage, and having agendas beyond what he publicly states. Punk's entire career has been built on challenging authority and disrupting established power structures. Roman recognizes Punk as a legitimate threat to his Tribal Chief position. The infamous pipe bomb promo, Punk's previous WWE departure, and his AEW controversies all establish a pattern of someone who operates by his own rules and creates chaos. The timing suspicion *. AJ returns months after Punk's return, after they've supposedly been separated, creating questions about whether they're actually coordinating despite public distance. Why now? After nearly a decade away, why does AJ suddenly return at a time when Punk is already back and creating storylines? The synchronized returns to different brands, Punk on Raw, AJ on SmackDown, could be strategic positioning for cross-brand warfare. The Survivor Series context asterisk. Survivor Series traditionally features Raw vs SmackDown warfare, and having Punk on Raw with AJ on SmackDown creates perfect scenario for them to coordinate attacks on Roman. Roman's paranoia might be justified if Punk and AJ are planning to use Survivor Series as cover for dismantling the bloodline. The traditional team warfare format would give them opportunities to target Roman while hiding behind brand loyalty excuses. The historical betrayals asterisk. Roman has been betrayed by family members, former allies, and people he trusted. His instinct to suspect everyone isn't paranoia, it's learned survival behavior. The Bloodline saga has been defined by betrayals and power struggles, making Roman hypervigilant about anyone who could disrupt his carefully built empire. From Roman's perspective, being too trusting is what causes downfall. Better to suspect everyone than be blindsided. Hashtag the AJ Lee and CM Punk connection. Understanding the current situation requires examining AJ Lee and CM Punk's complicated relationship history and whether their connection could influence current WWE dynamics. The public narrative asterisk. AJ and Punk were married in 2014 and were wrestling's power couple for years, with AJ often credited with supporting Punk through difficult periods. Reports suggest they've been separated or divorced in recent years, though neither has publicly confirmed details about their current relationship status. AJ's retirement from WWE in 2015 was widely believed to be related to Punk's legal battles with WWE and her loyalty to him over the company. The private reality asterisk. Despite public separation reports, neither AJ nor Punk has completely closed the door on their relationship or been seen with other romantic partners. Industry insiders suggest they maintain some level of contact and communication, even if they're not actively together as a couple. The question Roman is raising is whether their professional interests could align even if their personal relationship has changed. The strategic advantage asterisk. If AJ and Punk were coordinating, even just professionally, having representatives on both